Hi everyone, this is my Julia Child rose. She is fabulously throwing out wonderful flowers for me. She's probably one of the first things that bloomed in this garden. And you can see she's got some old petals that are dropping from the flower. I'm coming in just to deadhead a little bit where it's needed, but for the most part she doesn't need to be deadheaded. She's about 2 feet by 2 right now. And I do expect her to get a little bit bigger than this, but I think I'm going to have to transplant her because I planted her right in front of this garden. And I think she needs to be more in the middle because she's so big and she is very beautiful and taking up this entire space up here in the front. But you can see the flowers are beautiful. It smells wonderful, like a licorice smell. It's very intoxicating. The colors are kind of, it starts out really yellow, and you can see here by these color. And then it turns into more of a buttery, soft, off-white yellow color. So you can see the buds here, they're super yellow. And then once they open, they're even more yellow when they're open. And then as they age, they fade a little bit. So you can get almost a two-tone effect depending on the roses that you have. Like this one that I showed you before, you can see the different colors over here. And then it'll keep on getting whiter until it almost bleaches out, and then it'll drop. I do have an issue with black spots. I've tried to control it, but it's inevitable on growing roses in the south. I garden in zone 8A now, and black spots, I think you just have to take the good with the bad when growing roses in the south. There are some disease resistant that you can get, but for the most part, a lot of the roses that I do enjoy having around, they tend to get black spots really badly. I do try to go in and help clean up. You can see here it's really bad, but it still will be there. I can't get rid of it completely. So I enjoy the roses while they last. They're beautiful. The smell again is very intoxicating. You can see I've got new buds. These are floribunda, meaning that they have multiple buds on one stem, so you'll get more flowers and more enjoyment. I do have ones that are just the hybrid tea, which only has one flower on a single stem. But these are floribunda, meaning that they have more than one. This one has 4. You can see here 1, 2, 3, and then this one is the 4th one. So it'll give you a big, huge flower. Now I could go in and cut them and use them as a cut flower, but they're so pretty in the garden. I'm going to just leave them like this. I have actually tried it rooting the Julia Child, and I've succeeded, but I have just a small little one. Let me show you that one that's growing this year, and my grass is growing wild. We just came back from vacation, so this weekend I'm going to have to come in and weed eat and garden up. So this is the little cutting that I made last year from it. You can see here's the little flower that's bent. You can see over here, even though it's so small, this one has 4 flowers to it. You see it? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's really small, dainty, but it seems to be very healthy, and it's rooting really well. So I'm going to just leave it there. And a couple other roses that are giving me flowers right now in the garden. I do have a Miranda Lambert. That's probably my all-time favorite. She is starting to bloom for me. Look at this. She is such a stunner in the garden. Now, I have really bad issue with black spots on the Miranda Lambert, but I still grow them because I love the color she throws off. This one doesn't have as many petals as her norm, but she usually has so many petals in her flower when she opens up. It's crazy just to see how she does. Got a couple more over here. And the Rio Samba, most of them did not survive for some reason. I'm not sure what happened to them, but I had to take them all out. The only one that actually showed any life is this one over here. Very pleased with how it looks, but look, you can see it's starting to bud out. It's got quite a few bud on this one. So this one I'm going to have to make sure I take some cutting and root some more. But I'm not sure why. I had 4 or 5 of them, and for some reason they did not survive through the winter. I don't know if we got too much rain and most of it got root rotted, which seems to be the issue here where I garden, because we garden in mainly red clay. So that's always an issue when we get heavy rain, that it doesn't have enough time to really dry out the roots, so they of course get root rot and die off. And a lot of times you don't even know that until the plants suffer, and then you keep cutting back until eventually there's nothing left. But this one seems to be doing well. Here's another Miranda Lambert as well. A couple years back I tried to actually grow a standard Miranda Lambert, but I realized that Miranda Lambert, she likes to grow from long stems. See, like this stem here? This stem is like almost 3 feet, and it's literally grown just from the base all the way up, just this year's growth. So she has a tendency, even though it's great to use her, when she starts to sprout off, her limbs are almost too long to support, so I'm not sure. I might try it again. But so the Miranda Lambert is a hybrid tea. It is only a single stem, so you can look here, the difference. See how it only has 1 bud on a stem. There's no other buds. So you only get 1 flower basically per stem. And I think, oh, and let me show you final thoughts on these. Of course, everybody has the knockout roses. I'm sorry, I disregard my soil and dirt. This is just the road path to our driveway. But the knockout, I've been so impressed with them. Look at them. They've been doing such a good job that I think I'm gonna root some more. And I told my husband, I think what I'm gonna do is line the whole driveway with them, because they're such a showy flower out of my garden right now. I mean, look at them. Even right here, I just plop 4 or 5 of them right here, just for some color while we try to redo the whole property and give it a little bit of structure. I still go in and deadhead. These are knockout roses. I do have 2 different varieties. I cannot remember the name, but they're just your basic pink knockout roses. And then this reddish looking one. It's hard to tell them apart when you don't see them together. But here, let me take off a rose and you can see the difference in color. So these are the 2 colors I have. And they're so showy that I'm going to grow more. And they are floribunda too, because you can see up here it's multiple flower buds per stem. So really showy in the garden. I definitely would recommend them. They are disease resistant, so that's a good thing about the knockout roses. And it used to be that the knockout roses have only single stems, single petal. So you would only get almost like a flower that looks like this, but without all the extra petals on the side. You only get like 1 layer of petal. But now you can see just the breeding and everything that they've done. I mean, they make it look like a rose. They're beautiful. Look at this one right here. Just that's like a really beautiful rose, and now they're like multi-petal. So I love all the colors they bring into the garden. So yes, definitely grow more of these knockout roses. And one good thing about knockout roses, like I said, you don't have to deadhead, but I still do anyways, just out of habit. But the hybrid tea ones, usually you do have to deadhead just to get more blooms and more flowers. But it helps with everything. Everything likes to be deadheaded. Otherwise, they put their energy into the next stage of development, and then they, use all that energy, and then they won't have the energy to actually bloom and grow more. So that's part of why I do it, but you definitely don't have to do it on this variety. This one looks like it's broken. No, so pretty. But that is it for the roses in my garden, you guys. Hopefully the other one, I do have one more that I want to show you. Let me take this with me because it's so beautiful. I do have the Rose of Eden. Eden Rose. This one we had put in the ground, and sadly enough, majority of the buds and everything got eaten up by bunnies and deers. But they are finally starting to bloom. It doesn't look very picturesque like I imagine. So I'm going to chalk it up to the fact that it's being eaten alive, and it's finally starting to push out growth. I had massive issues with rabbits and deers coming in. The dogs being let loose have actually helped that problem, which is now why I have the new growth. But I was hoping that with the new growth earlier spring, I can start training it on this trellis. But this is all the size it's been. So very disappointing to the fact that I've had some setbacks to this Eden Rose, but I'm still looking forward to seeing what she'll actually do, and then see how next year it will perform. Now I know it's a light soft pink color, but this color doesn't even look pink. It looks off-white, a little bit of yellow. I don't see the pinkness in it, so hopefully Pike's Nursery didn't trick me and give me a wrong rose, which I don't think they do. They're usually very well known and very high quality, so we will see. If for some reason it doesn't look like that, I might take some pictures, bring it into the nursery, and see if they can help me troubleshoot it, because I really do want the Eden Rose on this climber. Alright, I think that is it for the roses in my garden. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.